Test, mic check, 1 2 1 2.
1 2.
What
no
you
gats,
gonna
no blunts, no
do?
brood. 1 2. On my adults and my youth. 1
I'm
2.
telling you, when I was in here looking out, it's a lot of pretty birds that be landing out here.
Yeah, we need to get some bird feeders and hummingbird feeders and stuff.
Okay. I was thinking I should just sit out and observe them.
That'll attract them more.
And I'm gonna take pictures of them with my camera.
There you go. All right, you ready? Welcome to the Good and Well Soul podcast. I'm Daishan.
And I'm Kim. Thank you for joining us on this journey to physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual wellness.
All right. So today we're going to play a little game with y'all.
I don't know what I signed up for.
Well, we're not playing with y'all. Y'all are going to watch us play a game. So if you go to your app store, the iTunes store, the Google Play store, you can download an app called Gottman Card Decks. And we're going to play that game. And the
Gottman as in like G-O-T or G-O-D?
Gottman.
Okay.
The Gottman Cards Deck is brought to us by the Gottman Institute. So,
although they are not sponsors of this podcast.
They are not, but if you would like to sponsor the podcast. So Dr. John Gottman and Dr. Julie Gottman founded the Gottman Institute. So Dr. John Gottman has revolutionized the study of marriage just as the same way that Masters and Johnson were pioneers of human sexuality.
So this game is about marriage?
It's about marriage relationships.
Ooh.
Yeah. So we can choose.
What did I sign up for?
Yeah. We can read a question and then say pass.
How many passes do we get?
How many questions are we going to do? Should we do 4 apiece?
I don't know how long these questions are going.
I think we should. Let's start with 3, maybe 4.
Oh, I was going to go for 5.
5 might be too much.
Is it a lot? Are these deep questions?
You can choose.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna tell the categories after I finish telling about the peoples.
Okay.
So for nearly 4 decades, I couldn't talk that first time. For nearly 4 decades, John Gottman conducted research on all facets of relationships, including parenting issues. At the Institute, in collaboration with Dr. Julie Gottman, he developed an approach that not only supports and repairs troubled marriages and committed relationships, but strengthens happy ones. So we're not going to tell you which one we are.
What?
We're happy.
Gosh. How did you learn about this?
I learned about the Gottmans when I was in seminary, when I was in counseling school. When I was getting my master's in counseling, we studied the Gottman method, which I am still studying to take my provisional licensure test. So I need to brush up on my Gottman stuff, but hopefully this might help me study for it a little bit.
So when you learned about this in seminary, was this when we were married or before we were married?
Probably when we were married.
So it just kind of something you kept in your back pocket of, we should do this one day.
No, I just learned about the cards recently. Duran told me about the cards.
Okay.
But I knew about the Gottmans, and sometimes some of the stuff that I learned in grad school was drinking from a fire hydrant. So some of the stuff I learned at such a fast pace that I was just trying to pass the test and didn't really
Not really trying to improve your marriage, just, or, you know.
Well, I was thinking more along the lines of just internalizing it. But
yeah. I'm just playing.
But here we are. Here we stand. We're going to be improving our marriage.
All right.
Improving our happy marriage.
I feel a little nervous now. I just thought, go ahead. What you say?
Oh, I said I'm nervous too.
I just thought that this was like a game, like the Ungame. So back when we first, I think it was when we first got married, we used to play this game called Ungame. You can get it back then, you could get it at the Family Christian Bookstore. And my mom had all the Ungames, the teen Ungame, the couples Ungame, the Christian ungame, like whatever kind of ungame it was that she had it. And the ungame was just a deck of cards that had like conversation starters. So I was signing up to do a conversation starters game. I thought it was like icebreaker,
Yeah.
but that's okay. We
Yeah,
can
yeah.
strengthen our marriage on the podcast
Yes.
so people can hear about it.
And their website is www.gottman, Gottman.com if you're interested in looking up more about them. So let's get into these categories. So on the Gottman card deck, which I have it on this phone here if you're wondering why I'm looking
Ooh,
at
it
the
looks
phone.
cool. Look, can you see?
Hold it up to the camera.
I can't. For some reason, I'm.
You're holding it up to the monitor.
Oh, I'm like,
Higher.
it's just crooked.
Higher.
And it's it. Okay.
There you
It's
go.
like a glare, but
And I'll do
it
a
just looks cool
screenshot.
to me.
I'll do a screenshot and throw it in there. But so the categories are love maps.
So do they have physical? I'm sorry. Do they have physical cards too?
I don't know.
I like physical cards.
I know. That's
Okay, go ahead.
yeah. So the categories are love maps, open-ended questions, rituals for connection. I like that one. Opportunity, sex questions.
What's the next category?
I just want to leave that awkward silence there. Date questions, give appreciation, I feel ... Salsa, mild. Salsa, medium. Salsa, roja. I think that means hot in Spanish. Does that mean hot or does that mean red?
I think that means red.
But the red salsa is hot at Chipotle.
Because it's red sauce.
Expressing needs, expressing empathy.
Caliente. Isn't that hot?
There we go. Yeah, see?
I knew it was going to come to me. I'm like,
I took French.
Okay.
And then great listening. So
These are a lot of categories.
they are.
Okay, so off tops, which categories do you feel like you're like excited to get into? And then which categories do you feel you're like, ooh, I don't know?
Well, I'm always excited to get into. No.
They can't hear you. So which categories are you excited to get into?
Yeah. I'm curious about some of the sex questions. I am.
Okay.
I might use a pass on. I might read and be like, "Ooh, that's too deep. That's too transparent."
Any other ones?
Rituals of connection. I just like rituals.
Any other ones that you're excited about?
Yes, I am excited about. I like the give appreciation and the I feel. That just sounds good to me. Just because I think I know words of affirmation are some. I think that's one of your love languages. Am I correct?
We should do a whole podcast on love languages.
On love languages?
Let's just table that
We
conversation.
should.
Okay, so I am excited about. Can I hold it?
Go for it.
That's why I like physical. I need to touch this. All right. I think I am excited about opportunity. I feel and opportunity. I feel. I don't know.
It's a few that I thought you were gonna say.
I'm not sure.
I thought
I don't have a description for each of these categories, so I feel like there are some categories that I might be interested in, but without a description, without more information, I don't want to tie myself into saying that I'm interested in them.
Yeah.
I need a description.
Yeah, I
So
thought
that's
you-
okay.
I thought you would say date questions,
Nope.
expressing empathy, and great listening. But let's start.
Which ones are you concerned about? You trying to jump in, I'm trying to set it up.
Expressing empathy. Date questions.
So
And
date
expressing
question-
needs.
Okay, so date questions was one that you thought I would be interested in, but you're tentative about. Interesting. Okay. I am a little hesitant about expressing needs as well. Sex questions, because we're on a podcast.
Okay.
And that might be it.
Well, maybe we can just read one of the sex questions and determine if we are ready to go there.
Well, I'm gonna do that with all of them.
Okay.
Shoot, I don't care if
All
it's
right.
opportunity. If I don't want to answer it, y'all not finna have me out here on YouTube looking crazy.
Okay. Well,
Okay, let's start.
okay. You want to
Wait,
start first?
how do you play the game? Because like Ungame, it was just there were rules. Are you okay?
Yeah, a little burps.
Can you smell and hear and taste and stuff?
Yep.
Okay. Doing a lot of coughing and stuff over there.
No, just burps.
All right. So with the Ungame, I remember you read the question, they answered the question. So one person read, the other person answered, and you could not respond at all to what they said, no matter what. And then there were these cards that you would get that would be like open question or comment. And then you would be allowed to either ask a question or comment on anyone else's, anything they said prior to. Which I like because it really just lets you listen and take in what the person was saying. You weren't planning your response because you weren't allowed to respond. So I know that this is not that game, but are there rules to this game? Or do we want to adopt those other rules? Or do we want to both answer?
I think there may be rules once you click on the category, but
Okay.
if they don't give us rules, we can go by ungame rules.
Okay.
All right. You want to ask the first question? Or you want to answer the first
So I'll ask. All right. Which category do you want? Oh, this is exciting. Here we go.
Let's do open-ended.
Open-ended questions.
Start from the top.
Okay. It says open-ended questions can't be answered with a simple yes or no. They have stories for answers. Uncover your hopes and dreams to deepen your understanding. So that was the description I was looking for. Oh, they actually do have instructions. You want me to read this?
Sure.
Okay, so it says how to use this deck. Take turns asking each other questions. If your partner doesn't want to answer the question, pick another card. Do not be judgmental or critical as you listen to your partner's answer. Instead, be a dream detective. Alternate roles as speaker and listener.
Okay.
All right.
Please don't judge me.
What do you want your life to be like in, say, 3 years from now?
3 years from now. So 3 years from now will be 2024. Is that math right? I want to be walking around without a mask. I want to, let's see, Joseph will be 8 by then. Wow. I'm hoping that I will have motivated myself to, since we already let that cat out the bag, to knock out the counseling exam and be working towards getting my hours, which that is just a whole thing that I'm just tentative about, just because I feel like my time commitments are already kind of really stretched. So how we'll work that out, like I almost feel like I need to have the freedom to do counseling as a part-time job and do my current job as a part-time job, but still get full-time benefits. Lord, you hear the prayer. So there's that. And I don't know. I think there's some family things that we've talked about, which I'm not sure if I'm ready to share openly.
I mean, you can always edit it out if it's too much.
Yeah.
Just go on and let's just play the game.
I want us to have another baby.
Okay.
So that's my answer.
All right. What do you want your life to be like in, say, 3 years from now? I, too, would like to not have to wear a mask everywhere we go. That would be awesome. I would like additional financial income. I am really tired of stressing out over student loan debt. Ooh, I would love some student loan debt relief. And that can come from either a high paying job where I am able to knock them out and still have quality life, or, some little assistance, let's just think of it as a post scholarship, if you will. You don't have to feel like it's forgiveness. We'll call it what you want. So those are my top two. The financial stability and security which to me that comes from debt relief. So
Mm-hmm.
like being on the fast track to paying off our house, like, the mortgage, being on a fast track to like student loan relief, like that type of thing for me, reducing debt
Mm-hmm.
is huge. Would give me some financial security. And then definitely just to live in I'm scared to even say this, but like a post COVID world where it's really under control and it's not where we just hear, oh, the numbers are looking better. And then it's like, oh no, there's another strand popping up or whatever. 3 years. 3 years is a short time frame.
It is.
I'd also like to say, what would you like life to be like? I would like life to be balanced, more balanced. This year we took on a big responsibility
Mm-hmm.
that, well, technically last year, but this year we're really seeing the time consumption that this responsibility takes. I would like there to be a greater work-life balance so that I can pursue some of my own dreams and career goals and things that I enjoy instead of always being tied down to doing the work of this responsibility. Although I appreciate it and I enjoy doing some of it, the balance is very thrown off right now. So that's mine.
Okay.
I don't know how to get back.
Back button is a little dot right there.
Oh, I don't have an iPhone, so I wouldn't know.
No, this is my old phone.
Oh,
Yeah. No, the iPhone is currently occupied.
oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay, which category would you like to read now?
Okay.
Because I don't think, are we supposed to comment?
No, I was just processing your answer.
Oh,
just
okay.
internalizing it.
Gotcha.
Let's do love maps. Let's see what that is.
Okay.
Well, no. I picked the category. It's your turn to pick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I picked.
Let's
you
do
read
love
it.
maps. Let's see what that is. That was easy. An important factor in relationship success is knowing about your partner's inner world. We call this love maps. Oops, sorry. I think you were supposed to read it.
It's
That's
okay.
All right, that's the description.
All right. How to use this deck. Swipe through the deck and see if you can answer the question as it relates to your partner. Then switch roles.
Ooh.
Have your partner swipe through the deck and try to answer it as it pertains to your world. Don't keep score. The goal is meaningful conversation and connection.
So you read it and you answer it for me.
For you, yeah.
And then I'm supposed to confirm or deny?
Sure.
Is that what it said?
It didn't say that.
Oh, okay. It said don't keep score. I remember that part, and have meaningful conversation.
Yeah, it just said answer this as it relates to your partner, then switch roles.
Okay.
Right. It
Okay.
didn't. Yeah.
Let's do it. I wouldn't have picked that if I thought that's what that was.
Yeah, I'm going to skip that first one.
Okay.
Skip that.
Oh.
What?
Why'd you skip that one?
I don't know. I mean, this one's easy.
What?
Okay, I'll read this one. All right. What is your partner's favorite musical group, composer, or instrument? Let's see. So, your favorite artist, Lenny Kravitz.
That was just so funny that was the one that came
I didn't
up.
even see you had that on
Yeah,
your
that's
shirt.
why I was
wondering what you were doing.
like, that's why I was wondering why you skipped it, because I'm like, that is such an easy.
Oh, you're trying to give me an alley-oop.
I was just, well, we're on the podcast, so I'm
off
thinking,
the backboard.
well, we got to have some balance.
Yeah,
You know, I don't want all of them to be hard. So given the fact that I'm wearing the Lenny Kravitz shirt that I got when I saw him live in person in 2019 for the very first time.
I need to throw that snippet in the pod.
No.
Yes.
No.
Anyway. Thank God I am secure in my manhood, because my wife fangirled out over Lenny Kravitz, and I was just like, okay, that's how you really feel.
I went crazy.
I'm going to show y'all how she really fangirled.
No, you're not.
Share that clip with me. I don't have it.
I'm not sharing it with you. How did it make you feel when you saw me do that?
I mean, Lenny Kravitz, he's had a six-pack for about 4 decades. So, I mean, it's like, you can't fault the man for looking good. He got swag and all that type of stuff. Any grown man that can pull off a movie like Hunger Games and still have swag, it's like, Lenny is the GOAT.
So you just basically didn't care?
Nah, because I feel like there's this concept of unattainable, so to speak. I I feel like
You think I can't pull Lenny Kravitz? I can get my Lisa Bonet on. What? You think I can't pull Lenny?
I'm just I feel like Lenny is probably just kind of busy right now.
Well, from what I see on his Instagram, he's just kind of chilling in the Bahamas and waiting for COVID to be over. I mean,
I wouldn't know. But
living his best life.
yeah. I don't think it's a problem. Is it a problem?
I mean, isn't he attainable?
So, I believe your favorite composer, Kirk Franklin,
Oh, yeah.
and your favorite instrument, the drums.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That was cool.
Yep.
Okay, so now I swap and I answer one for you.
Yep.
What was your partner wearing when you first
Stop
met?
it.
I know the answer to this
That's a
one.
shame.
Well, should we do the first time I saw you or the first time we on our first date? Because we
You
kind of
don't
had a
remember.
little love story that started via the interwebs and it continued to the telephone before we actually went on a date.
Right.
So, which one should I do?
You don't remember what I wore the first time you met me, do you?
I remember what I wore. Oh, okay, wait. The first time I met you, I will say this. The first time I noticed you.
Oh.
No, I gotta take that one back. Because I actually don't remember what you wore. Because that whole backstory. The first time I saw you and I asked someone what was your name, because I didn't know your name the first time I noticed you. But when I saw you and asked, oh, who is that? And it wasn't like I was like, ooh, he's so fine.
She was.
You had a nice smile and you seemed very enthusiastic about the person I was with, another girl.
I'm just enthusiastic about talking to people. I wasn't enthusiastic about her. She just cool people.
The way you smiled at her and you waved, I was like, oh my gosh, who is he? Like, he has a great smile, but he is really excited to say hi.
So here's
No. We don't have to get into the
Okay.
story. No, we're not finna get into the story. This is my answer.
I feel like I need to tell this story.
This is my answer.
All right.
Ain't no story. The story is what I just said.
All right, go ahead. Give your answer.
I saw him. He was in a window. We were leaving a concert venue. Let's just call it that. And he had on that bright orange jacket, that zip up bright orange jacket. It had some weird logo. Like, I don't think it was like a name brand, but it was like a...
I don't even remember that.
You kept it forever. Like, we probably just got rid of it maybe within the past few years. You had it for such a long time. It was a bright orange zip up jacket.
Oh, I know what jacket
You
you're
had
talking
that
about.
on, and you were looking and you were like, hi.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about the first date. I know what you had on then, too. All right, new category. See how you tried to take my answer and try to add to
My bad.
it?
Let me fall back. I'm gonna pick one that you said you were excited about. Opportunity.
Okay.
Boom.
So I read it and to you?
Yes.
Okay. So the description says, it's the little things that build trust, friendship, and closeness. This deck will help you recognize and act on the small, everyday moments that build intimacy in meaningful ways. This is definitely me. Okay. How to use this deck. It is important to have fun together as a couple. Do you believe that?
Oh yeah. I'm always trying to have fun with you.
You are. Sometimes I don't appreciate the fun.
And sometimes you be trying to have fun in inopportune moments.
I know.
Like when it's time to go to sleep.
When you are at a loss for ideas, use these activity suggestions to plan your next day night or outing. Swipe through until you find something you both want to do. Okay, well, that's kind of weird because we can't really do this one. But the first one that it came up with, which, if you want to do it, it says bring home something special for your partner, like flowers.
Oh, okay.
So you can do that.
Okay. I sure can do that.
All right, I feel like we should just go to the next one.
No, I'm gonna read one too, because you read one for me.
But I didn't choose that.
I know, but on each one we've both been doing one.
I know, I was trying to.
You think I'm the
I knew
absent-minded
that.
professor? Look, we was just watching Flubber last night. She think I'm...
I knew that. I was just trying to, move it along. Because it's about what we're gonna do out though.
I know, but
Okay.
they can hold us accountable to see if we did these
Okay.
things.
All right. Well, what is it?
So y'all put in the comments, like, Dashawn, did you bring her flowers? The one that I picked said, take a class together.
How we gonna do that during COVID? I ain't.
We could take a master's class or an online class.
Look, now I do have a master class subscription, and I'm all about the online classes. So don't tell me that and then don't do it.
Let's do it.
All right.
We could take a dance master class.
No, we're gonna take the master class that's already in my queue. How you going? Okay, how do we go back?
Oh, down here. All right, so your turn to pick one, and then I read it.
All right, I'm gonna answer it, or you're gonna answer it. I guess it depends on what category.
Yeah.
All right. I hope y'all enjoying this. I hope this isn't weird, but I'm enjoying it so far.
Nothing wrong with a little awkwardness. I enjoy awkwardness.
Okay, so I'm going to choose. Oh, this is for me to read.
For me to read to you. You pick
For me
it.
to answer?
Yes, you to answer.
Okay, so for me to answer. I feel. Here you go.
All right. One way to know each other better is to be honest and open about your feelings, both pleasant and not so pleasant ones. Oh, Lord.
Hot. Honest, open, and transparent. Here we go.
How to use this deck. Swipe through the many feelings in this deck and find several that describe how you are feeling right now. Show or tell them to your partner. If the feelings are difficult, be gentle when you express them. Be gentle, that's what it said, when you express them. Your partner should just listen and not try to fix anything. Then reverse roles as speaker and listener. You can try to solve the problem later. Right now, this exercise is just for understanding each other better.
I like it. So I should swipe then because I have to give my feelings.
Yes.
All right. I like. Let the swiping commence.
I'm just going to sit quietly.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I feel amused. I feel apprehensive. I'm still swiping. Swiper, no swiping. I feel eager. Am I supposed to say why?
I don't know.
I think I'm just going to swipe. I feel grief. And I'll do one more. I feel love. Okay.
Good. All right.
So how do you start? Do you start from the beginning or do you just start from there?
I guess I'm going to start from where you left off.
All right. Sorry if this is a long, weird pause while we're swiping.
It's all right. I feel
Because I know
love.
people are listening.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I like that one. I feel pleased. Generally, I would say I feel weary, but I feel like with the day off, I've been able to sleep in and didn't have to wake up early preparing stuff this morning. So normally I would say that. I feel affectionate.
Okay.
Yep. So backing out of that one.
These are kind of fun.
Yeah.
So is it your turn?
You picked that one?
Yeah, I picked it. Your turn.
I'm going to go to salsa. Medium.
Medium salsa.
Oh,
I see. Looking to spice up your sex life.
I had no idea that's what it meant.
This medium two-pepper deck is for couples who are comfortable with sexual intimacy.
Maybe we need to go back to the one pepper.
Okay, it says swipe through the deck and select a suggestion you'd like to share with your partner. if you both like the suggestion, plan how you can integrate it into your relationship. If one of you doesn't like the suggestion, pick another card. No judgment, blameness, or harshness. Got it. Yeah, this is the one that's really good for if you want to explore sexual intimacy with your partner. So we suggest that you do this one off camera or on camera if that's your thing. That's what you like for, your own private viewing. But I'm gonna take the salsa medium for the non-recording podcast. That was good though. I always want you to do this. You don't ever want to do that.
I guess.
Call in late to work and share a sexy morning together. I'm always like, just take off work. Just stay home. Let's just stay in bed. Probably from them romantic comedy movies I watch.
Yeah, but if I knew that's what was going on, I'd be like, I'm sick.
Oh, really? Oh, really? Okay. We'll see. All right. Next category.
So
if that was salsa medium, now that was a medium, one of the mediums, but
yeah, some of them were a little spicy. Stuff that we ain't quite ready to dive into yet. So I'm picking
dive into yet on the podcast.
On the podcast, yeah. No. Some of the stuff is stuff that we do talk about or we're willing to talk about. We just ain't trying to let y'all see that side of us. So I'm picking a new category for me. For you, it's my pick, right? Okay. I'm gonna do expressing needs.
Okay. Express your needs in a way that your partner will respond to and understand. So begin. The better you are at expressing what you need in a positive, non-demanding way, the better your partner can be there for you and help you get what you want. If there is something you've been wanting to tell your partner lately but don't know how, swipe through and find what you think you need in this moment. Then show it to your partner. Or better yet, tell them in a gentle, soft way. Ooh, so what I like about this deck is that you have the opportunity to swipe through. Like you don't just have to pick what they say and then like force it to fit your situation. And I think it gives you a non-threatening way to open the door to say something that you may have wanted to say. But, there are times that I know there are things that like I want to say and I don't have like a list in my head and I'm like, I can't dump this whole list on him. That would be overwhelming. So you can pick and choose like this might be something that I've been really wanting to share, but I didn't want to come off as judgmental or harsh, but it's something that I do need to share. So I like that. Okay, so are you going to swipe through to find something that a need that you need to express in the moment?
Oh, okay.
Because this was your pick.
Okay.
So let's see what your need is right now. And I think you can share it and then I'm not supposed to give feedback.
Do I only share one?
I think I'll be making it up. I think since it's your turn, you can share one at a time. So maybe just share one for now, honey.
I'm going to wait till after you finish drinking. I need to cuddle more.
Okay. Thank you for expressing your need.
Oh, did I only do what? Just the one? Or you said we're going to take turns. Let me go back to that.
Do I have to do this? I don't remember the instructions saying I have to do this.
Each of us were doing each category.
But I don't want to express a need.
But each of us were doing each category. Just find one that you feel comfortable expressing.
Okay. I need a foot rub.
That's really on there.
It's right there.
Wow. I bet you do. You could use a foot rub any time of the day, couldn't you?
Yep. Pretty much. But I'm just going by what the thing says. I don't know how to get back again.
I need you.
Okay.
Your turn to pick.
So I choose one. Here we go. I don't remember which ones we haven't done now. Okay. Give appreciation. Did we do that one? Okay. The more couples look for positive little things in their relationship and acknowledge them, the more they admire and trust each other. Ooh, I like that. I think it can be really easy in marriage and in relationships to let the negative thing, or even if it's not the last thing, but like the last negative interaction, just kind of be the thing you most remember.
Color everything.
Yes, color. That's what I was looking for, to color everything. And I think that's unfair to your partner because it's like they could have done 10 positive things. And if you only remember that negative thing in the midst of everything else, like you're not truly experiencing all of them and you're seeing them through a lens that's just not fair. It's not accurate.
Yeah.
It's not fair. And it can make for tension when there really, to me, there doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that?
Um, I think back to just kind of based on what you were saying, it reminds me of Weekend to Remember, that whole "I am not your enemy."
Yes.
It can
They would
be.
have us say at a marriage conference. I'm just giving context. They would say the Weekend to Remember is a marriage conference that we went to several years, and one of the things they would have you do is turn to your partner and say, "I am not your enemy." So
Yeah, but I would something in my throat. I think it can be easy to go through life and take for granted the good things, good aspects about our partner, the things that our partner does well, the things that we love and appreciate, the things that our partner doesn't do that we are glad that they don't do. So I think it's important to give appreciation and to give that affirmation. So
yeah, absolutely. So how to use this deck? I'm getting confused on who reading
I
and
think
who's
I'm supposed
supposed
to
to.
be reading because you picked it.
Oh, okay, because I'm confused.
Build fondness and admiration by using these simple phrases as examples of things to thank your partner for. Or just scroll through and show your partner the screen if it's hard for you to express yourself out loud.
Okay, wait, pause. So again, this reminds me of the other category. I like that they are creating language for you to express how you feel, and it kind of gives you an out if you're not a verbal expresser. So that I think this can be like a stepping stone for someone that struggles with sharing things out loud. Maybe after you show the screen and you realize, like, oh, that really bolstered my partner's confidence, or, that's something maybe I can try to use and verbally start to express.
Yeah. That's interesting to me that, and I guess we're all wired differently, but the idea of having the difficulty sharing appreciation verbally. Because I think about, sharing criticism or constructive feedback verbally being difficult, but I guess it could be difficult sharing appreciation verbally too.
Do you feel like you share appreciation verbally?
I feel like I could
Or
do it more. I don't.
remember to, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't feel like it's that I have an apprehension about doing it.
yeah. And I think that's what I was kind of thinking of. It's like if you're playing this game and it's something that you see on a card, you're like, man, I don't ever really verbally say that. I think it can be a reminder for someone that doesn't offer encouragement to say, man, these are things that are on this card. Maybe these are things that I can include in my daily vocabulary and my conversations with my spouse. So, like, I mean, the first one, for instance, I don't know. I just happened to see that one first.
Well, the first one says, "Thank you for doing the dishes."
Oh, you're welcome. I do them so often.
Wow. I'm sure that was a violation of the rules in some form or
What? I
fashion.
was just saying, because I do them often, I'm taking the thank you. Thank you for listening to How My Day Went. You always are up for listening to how my day goes, so thank you. Especially yesterday, had that whole Office Depot shenanigans and you listened. Thank you for going on a hike with me. and the family. I enjoy our time of taking walks together.
Mm-hmm. It's been a while since we've been on a hike together lately.
Mm-hmm. And I am really proud of you. I am proud of you for all of the work that you do behind the scenes to learn more about podcasting so that we can make this dream a reality. I'm also really proud of you for pursuing your gifts and talents in the other areas of life that you are pursuing them. And I think you're doing a great job. I really do. You're doing a fantastic job. You just keep it up, Tiger.
Thanks. Keep holding on.
Keep on keeping on, baby.
Mm-hmm.
And it matters. I like this when it says it matters a lot to me that you're so great with the kids, which we have one kid, but I love the fact that you are like in tune to making sure Joey gets out and runs and plays and gets his energy expended in a positive way. Like yesterday, you took him on an errand, and then afterwards, you're like, I'm just gonna stop and take him to the park, just so he can have some time to run around. And I think that's awesome. It's never something that we have to beg you, like, oh, will you take Joey to the park or will you go outside and play with him? It's always something he enjoys doing with you. And he even tells me, like, I don't push him on the swing right because apparently you let him fly up into outer space when you do it. So thank you for being such a great dad in that way and taking care of him.
That's my G. Or my J, Joey. I have chosen great listening.
Okay. Each card in this deck contains a question designed to help you deepen your understanding of your partner's experience. Feeling heard and understood can dramatically increase intimacy in your relationship. Swipe through the card deck and select questions that would best help you understand your partner's thoughts and feelings about the topic. Again, I'm confused. Am I supposed to swipe or are you supposed to swipe?
Read it again.
It just says swipe through the deck. Swipe through the deck and select questions that would best help you understand your partner's thoughts and feelings about the topic. I don't know who's supposed to swipe.
You understand the point? I mean, we can take turns.
Oh, maybe it's me because it says like, okay, what are you feeling? Okay, what are your primary needs here? And I think you answer.
Here isn't at home.
It just says here, so maybe just like, yeah, here at home. I was thinking more of in this space of us being collaborators. You know what I'm saying? Working together.
That was my stomach.
I was about to say, you need some food.
Yeah, I need some food. I think just feeling like each of our ideas are equally valuable on different things. And I feel like we have different things that each of us majors in. And then I think just there's just all the other stuff. So just being able to hear one another out and feel like, okay, I see your perspective on that. Even if we, at the end of the day, still disagree, just being able to say, I hear you out on that, and having patience with one another in the various roles that we play. So I know I'm the tech guy and that type of thing. And so, thanks. So that was it.
Do you feel like if there is a disagreement, that it is important for the other person to say, I heard you? Like, is it okay to just say, okay, that's fine, we'll do it your way, but I don't agree with that, but I'll acquiesce and
No, I think sometimes for me, just hearing like I hear that this is your perspective on content posting or whatever, or the content calendar. And here is my idea on the content calendar, and this is why that was my perspective. I feel like your perspective was because of XYZ. I would like for it to go that way. And I feel like just having that room to really make sure that the other person knows, okay, you at least heard my logic.
So it is important for you to have that person basically rephrase or state back what they heard you say in order to feel like you were really heard.
Yeah. Yeah.
So is that with everything? So even if it's something like just using the example of how many we were going to do.
Mhm.
That's probably not going to be in the podcast, but we had a conversation about how many we were going to do. We disagreed. Do you want me to say, I hear that you want to do this many for this reason? I disagree, but I will do what you say.
I mean, if you're saying,
Or do you feel like in that type of instance, do you feel like you want the person to rephrase? You know what I'm saying? Like to affirm they heard you? Or do you feel like it's enough to say, okay, that's cool. We can do it your way. Even though that person, like, even though I might have a different opinion, if I'm still saying, okay, we can do it your way, is that enough for you to feel heard? That's what I'm asking.
I think for me sometimes just feeling like I feel understood. So hearing that rephrasing so I can say, yes, that's what I was trying to say, or no, that's not what I was trying to say. And I think it doesn't always have to be a I want it my way type of thing, but I think just knowing that, okay, she heard my logic behind it helps me to even be able to say, I don't have to, we can go the way that you wanted to. It doesn't have to
Gotcha.
be my way.
That's good. That's good for me to hear because I think for me saying I heard your logic behind it is me agreeing to do what you say.
Mm.
So when I'm saying, okay, that's fine, let's just do it that way. Like, I mean, I have another thought on it, but we can go your route. That's me saying, I've heard, you've presented your argument, I've heard it. I don't agree that that may be, or not even, sometimes it's not about agree or disagree. It's just, I might have a different idea on how to get there, but I
Mhm.
heard your way and I'm fine with going your way.
Mhm.
And so I'll just say something like, okay, well, let's do that, and move on. But you are thinking, I have not been understood, correct?
I think I don't know if it's necessarily in this situation where you say, let's do it your way, so to speak. I
Mm-hmm.
guess use your language. But I think there are times when you may say, well, this is my idea. I think this is what we should do. And I think sometimes, even if that is what we end up doing, just knowing that you still heard my idea. So I think that's more the example that I'm more leaning more towards to when I guess if we go with your idea on something, just knowing that you still heard and understand the logic behind my idea.
Gotcha. So you understand that I am hearing you when I choose to do what you want to do. But when we choose to do what I want to do, you would like it to be more explicitly stated that I heard you so that you can feel understood.
Yes.
I think that is fair. And I will have to remember to make sure to do that. All
Thank you.
right. You're
I
welcome.
appreciate that.
Am I going to do one or do you do one for
I
me
think
or?
so. Yeah.
Okay. So you swipe.
I'm just
Oh,
trying to
I was
read it.
just trying to see what you're about to choose. Oh Lord. I hear giggles.
Feel free to say pass on this one.
Okay.
What feelings are you afraid to think about?
What? I'm not afraid to think about any feelings. My mind is my safe space. I don't know if you should ask that one. Like abandonment, I would say, what feelings am I afraid to think about? Okay, so I say, and I'm thinking about this in terms of our relationship. So abandonment, but there's another word, but I just can't think of it right now. Hold on, let me think. What is the word? Not deception, but I cannot think of the word.
Is it like abandonment and deception?
It is, but I can't. It's a specific word that I have thought about, and I'm afraid to think, like, go down that line.
Being disingenuous?
No, abandonment, deception. It might just be deception. It might just be deception. Watch, as soon as you turn the camera off, I'm gonna be like, I'm afraid to think about whatever. But basically, I think when it comes to our relationship, I am afraid to think about the feelings of what's the question again?
What feelings are you afraid to think about?
Okay, when it comes to our marriage, I am afraid to think about feelings of being abandoned. So, feeling abandoned, feeling deceived, lied to. Um, I think it's just being deceived, like feeling like things are one way and then having the rug. That's it. It's really like kind of like feeling like things are one way and then having the rug yanked from underneath you. And then like that security, that trust, that openness that you build, that intimacy that you've built is yanked away based upon inaction or inaction. I think those are the things that when I start to think about that, or when there are situations that make me feel like abandonment or deceit or whatever could be like the far, sometimes it's not that happened. It's just when you go down, your mind spirals. I don't like feeling like that. I don't like thinking about that. It makes me afraid to think about that because when I start to think about that, I start thinking about my responses, and my responses are things that we should all be afraid of. And so, and even I'm afraid of. So that's things that I don't like to think about. I guess I would say I'm afraid to think about.
Being gaslit.
I definitely don't like gaslighting, especially when I learned what gaslighting really truly was. Um, and I felt like there have been seasons where gaslighting has happened consistently. Then when I learned what it was, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm actually not crazy. Um, so I think if I think about that for too long, I do get very like just hyper sensitive and afraid because when you've been gaslit consistently, it makes you realize like even when things are going well, you're like, is this a trick? You being gaslit makes you start to distrust, or is it mistrust?
I think
Distrust.
both of them are words.
It makes you not trust your own intuition, your own mental knowledge, your own just innate feelings that you once trusted and believed in. When you've been gaslit, you start to think, well, that must not be true. And it takes a while to build that back up.
Yeah.
That trust in yourself and trust that God is with you and is leading you and has your back and is going to provide you with wisdom and knowledge and understanding so that if someone is gaslighting you, like you'll be able to recognize it. So those are feelings that I'm afraid of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Afraid to think about.
Well, thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome. Yeah, that was deep. I don't feel like we should end on such a deep note, but hey, that's the game. And it has some lighthearted discussion sometimes for you to really get deep. And I think the good thing about it is when you're trying to build intimacy with your partner, with your spouse, you want to make sure that you're mixing it up, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes I think too, when you are going to, I would say for me, having played this game and not knowing the direction that this game is going to take, like I think at first I got, kind of duped thinking, oh, it was going to be light and easy. And then it got kind of heavier with the categories that we chose. So I think it might be good for you to plan it out. I mean, this is just something that I think. Have a set amount of time that you're going to play the game. And then, have, even if it's like a word that you say or a phrase or whatever, just something where you have an opportunity to say, okay, now this is enough. We're going to kind of come out of this and move into something lighter. a transition activity, if you will,
Yeah.
I think would be helpful.
Or to bookend it with some of the easier those open-ended questions. I think those
Yeah.
were kind of icebreakers to say, okay, we're gonna start with one and we're gonna finish with one, so that
Why
way
don't we finish with an open ended?
finish with an open-ended.
Yeah, and then we can just choose like one of the lighter ones.
All right,
I think that's a great idea.
open-ended.
But I think I would not have known this had we not started playing the game, you know? It's like once you get into it, you're like, oh, it got deep, but I'm about to go do this other activity where I need to not be so, I need to be a little bit more lighthearted.
I think I like this one.
I think I can bounce back from deep to lighthearted a lot easier than you can. What you think? Now, I ain't say anger. I ain't say angry. I just mean like deep conversation. Like I can go from that to like, what's your favorite color? Like, and I'll be fine.
Maybe if you're excluding anger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one, I think this one is a good, lighthearted one that will be joyful for the both of us. What kind of person do you think our child will become? Any fears, any hopes?
I spoke last on the question, so you
Oh,
go
okay,
ahead.
is it my turn? I am very hopeful about Joseph. I believe he is a very perceptive individual. I think your dad pointed out that he says things, just his emotional intelligence and awareness is kind of spooky at times because he keys into stuff that I know as a 5-year-old I was aloof, I was not exposed to, I wasn't aware of. And I think part of that, I think we are doing an okay job raising him.
I'm doing a great job.
You're doing a great job. But I think Joseph is intelligent. I think he is learning to become aware of his body. He's emotionally aware. So, and I feel like he's learning about the Lord too. So I'm excited about Joseph.
Yeah. What kind of person will he become? I would just echo everything you said. Any fears, any hopes, any fears? My fears would be that he would fall. I know this is going to sound super churchy, but my fears are that he would fall into Satan's traps. The world offers a lot of things that seem okay. Like the Bible says, there's a way that seems right unto a man, but the end thereof is the ways of death. May not have quoted that verbatim, but it's something to that nature. So I think my fear would be okay. What things would he be exposed to without our knowledge that might open the window or the door for activities and sinful practices that would just be detrimental long term? You know, there are a lot of things that people do as a kid or as a teen or as a young adult, and then they get married, and it's like, this has a detrimental effect on your marriage and on who you are. And a lot of times, like, they were exposed to it by a friend or by accident, and it really impacts them. And so I struggle with the fear that no matter how intentional we are, there are going to be things that he's going to come up against that might set him up for failure later down the line. So my goal as a parent is to continue to speak words of life in him, speak positive, speak truth, so that when he is exposed to whatever those things might be, he already has something to pull from, to draw from, some of God's word that can fight those things, even if his flesh is enticed by those things. And then any hopes, I mean, other than, just wanting him to be, president or, king, cure cancer, cure AIDS, whatever, other than those hopes, because I mean, he could totally do it. Like my son can be at the White House and I will be like Michelle Obama mama. Like I'm gonna be up in there too. So I have high hopes for my son. But ultimately, I really want him to live a life that God has called him to live. That's really my biggest hope. I want him to be secure in himself and to be an empathetic, compassionate, and caring man while also being a great provider, and strong mentally and physically. Basically, he's going to be a great catch. So this is what, 2021? So in about 2020, no, 2030. No, wait a minute, that's too young. 2035. When would he be like marrying age?
Add 15 years to today.
Oh, he can't get married at 20.
Why not?
No, he's not going to be ready.
Because we're arranging his marriage anyway, so.
We are not.
We're arranging his marriage.
I'm not doing that.
So if we find a good Christian family in kindergarten, we're going to set some things up, you know. We're going to work this thing out.
I'm not arranging his marriage. I want him to pick his own little bride. Okay, here's your phone. Yeah, so thank you guys for playing that game with us and listening to us play that game. I feel like there are probably times where like it's really fun. There are times where it can be more serious, even tense at times. So that's what you can expect, because I didn't know what I was signing up for coming into this. He just dropped this app on me. Yeah. But
I knew it was going to get a little caliente, as you said earlier.
Is that the word?
I'm sure.
I hope so.
It sounds about right.
Okay. Well, thank you all for listening. We appreciate you joining us. At Good and Well Soul, our prayer is that all may go well with you and that you may be in good health as it goes well with your soul.
See y'all next time. That clap was a pooch.
Welcome to the Good and Well Soul.
Sorry about that.